Hi, our little chit-chat, off the cuff, unscripted, and I got a couple of things that I wanted to talk to you about. But rather than having me on camera all the time, I decided that I would share with you my outing this afternoon in my backyard. So, this is my desk. This is where the magic happens. And today, I would like to share with you a couple observations that I thought were kind of interesting, I think. And I'm going to do that by sharing with you my little outing in my own backyard earlier today. As you know, I have 2 lantana flowers in my backyard, and these lantana flowers, they attract a lot of pollinators. Bees, butterflies, and so forth. And part of my joy is to go out back and to actually look at these pollinators enjoying the lantana. So, here's the deal. I'm going to actually show you what happens and a couple of these things. But right now, this is our little chit-chat, off the cuff, unscripted, and I wanted to share a couple observations. First of all, this thing right here, this is the greatest invention ever. The greatest invention ever. Do you realize that you can acquire all the knowledge necessary to get your associate degree, your bachelor's degree, your master's, even your PhD, simply by utilizing this little thing right here properly? Because through this you have access to all the knowledge in the world. Has this ever happened to you? You go into a government office and you're talking to a government employee, and behind this employee you see their credentials. They've got a master's from a university somewhere, and yet while you're talking to them they cannot put together a sentence. And you ask yourself, how is that possible? How is it possible that they have had a master's degree and they cannot control the English language? They have no control at all of the English language. Now with me, it's perfectly okay. I have a high school education. I am self-taught in all the other disciplines. And of course, the Navy courses and education, those courses in education helped a lot. But I don't pretend to have a master's degree on anything. But with this, you could. The other thing that I wanted to talk to you about is, well, today, for example, was a very beautiful day. Very, very beautiful day. And a couple of things happened to me that I thought was absolutely wonderful. One thing, an organization, they requested to use my photographs in their organization. So I said, absolutely, sure, help yourself, have fun. And it's going to be doing that. The other thing is my picture is going to be sold, my little 4x6 cards. I've shown you those before. Those are going to be sold as a package in a local organization, and I am thrilled about that. I am so thrilled about that. So, today was a beautiful day in many, many different ways. One of the reasons why I'm so thrilled is because of Oprah Winfrey. Ah, yes. Oprah Winfrey is the one who said, luck is preparation meeting opportunity. So what I have been doing, I've been assuming that these great things are going to happen to me, and I have been preparing for them. So when they happen, it's not a surprise, and I'm prepared to follow through with them. Don Cornelius had a show, and on this show, he would bring on all the big acts at the time. Now, somebody once interviewed Don Cornelius, and they asked him, why are you so how come you're so comfortable with all these big stars? He said, because as a child, I would practice interviewing all the big stars. I would stand on my sofa and I would practice. So now that it's happening, is like being a child and actually living through it. Well, the other thing that I do is I monitor my thoughts. And in doing so, it helps me to be a better person. Because you cannot run away from your thoughts. Your thoughts are reflecting you, the way you are. If you have bad thoughts against people, for example, or a group of people, that's you. Nobody else, just you. So I monitor my thoughts. So each time I have a negative thought, I take a good hard look at it. Why do I have such a negative thought? And then I try to correct it. That's what I do. So now you know. So the other thing I wanted to tell you is basically everything that I've ever accomplished in life, I did so through desire. Now, desire is not a bad thing. So long as you understand that your desires are based on your feelings. Now, this is extremely important. Your own personal feelings. That's what your desires are based on. Not the guy next door, not television, not because somebody told you to think a certain way, because of your personal feelings. So my desires have always been there. I just make very sure that my desires are not based on greed, envy, or jealousy, or any of those negative things. You understand? So that's basically what I wanted to tell you. To understand your feelings, okay? That's who you are, your feelings. You may say, oh, I want to drive a Lamborghini. But in fact, isn't it the feeling of driving a Lamborghini that you covet? You see what I mean? I want to fly an airplane. I want to own an airplane. Maybe you don't want to own an airplane. You want to have the feeling of flying an airplane. Okay, so that's my little chit-chat for today. And finally, and this is probably the most important thing of all, I want to tell you thank you so very much. So very, 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 very much for watching my videos. I know that you have choices. There are hundreds of streaming channels on television. And this little thing, oh my God, you have from TikTok, you name it, 100 different ways and that you could be watching that. So I want to thank you for still watching my videos the old-fashioned way. Thank you so very, 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 very much. Oh boy, I think I'm one of the luckiest guys in the world to have people like that.